Хиты России 93,7.
As my colleagues, I'll start.
Okay.
Please say, Paul, what have you seen already here in Ventspils, and what do you like most?
We've done parts of the town, and this afternoon we took a walk to the dock and the beach, which is really nice and not too busy, which is great.
And have you noticed that there are a lot of flowers here? And what are your favorite flowers?
At home we tend to like lilies, that kind of thing, big flowers, tall flowers, and there seems to be a fashion in England at the moment for orchids. There's a lot of orchids in houses.
Have you seen orchids here in Ventspils?
No, well I've seen lilies but not orchids, no.
Okay, thank you.
I've also seen a lot of cows.
Yeah.
Why is this? Someone can answer this question.
Yeah. 9 years ago we had a cow parade, such an artistic action. Famous painters in Latvia painted these plastic cows in different colors. There were more than 20 of them, and they put the cows around in the city, so that people had a great opportunity to see the favorite artists made these cows. And then later, when the touristic season ended, then there was an auction for the charity. They sold the cows, and some of the cows they were left, and so they're still here in the city.
Right. Okay. Now I understand.
How did you agree to visit Ventspils? It's not a big town, and you most probably have concerted all over the world. How Ventspils?
We were approached with the idea of doing it with the Philharmonic Orchestra. It's something I've never done, so it was a challenge, and it's very interesting to do it. The songs, they can't help but sound different because they're arranged for an orchestra, not a rock band. And it was also lucky that 2, maybe 3 years ago I did an album that wasn't with a Philharmonic Orchestra, but it was a big band album. With brass and stuff. So this is the first time, no, the second time I've done it with strings, because they do a kind of a rock proms thing in Belgium. So that was, I only did 3 songs, whereas this is a complete show and the songs have been arranged to suit my material. So it's kind of good fun, and it's the first for me.
How was the impression in the rehearsals? We heard that you also rehearsed yesterday, and so you cancelled the rehearsal today. So was it that good that you didn't need any more rehearsals with the orchestra?
It was, yeah, it was that good. I mean, the only thing really that I'm looking forward to this evening is the rhythm section would probably be too far away from me, so I was hearing more of the strings and the brass. But I think that we'll position them a little different this evening, so because I'm used to hearing the kick of the drums. But I could hear what everybody was doing, and it all sounded great, very comfortable. We just changed a couple of endings, and because I wasn't sure how the songs were going to end. So once I got here with the singers, I heard, then we changed what we did a little bit vocally, so we could get it right.
So maybe if this experience with Liepāja Symphonic Orchestra is good with you, so maybe you can record an album with an orchestra, Liepāja or some other.
That is a possibility, yeah. Especially because some songs work very well like this, and so it would be a case of choosing the right songs, but it could work.
You are working on a new album, right?
Yeah, well, it starts and stops, but yeah.
How far have you gotten?
I've only got as far as 4 or 5 tracks. We're still looking for material, and I keep stopping. I did a little bit of recording, but then I moved house back at home. I've also got another band called Los Pacaminos, and we're also recording a few tracks with them. So I do a little bit of the Paul Young stuff, then a little bit with Los Pacaminos. But at the moment, I don't have a permanent band. So that's slowed me down a little bit.
Approximately, where can we expect to be released?
It wouldn't. I don't think it will be this year. I think I've got some concerts to do. In fact, there are quite a lot of concerts going in now. There's a tour of Germany in September, some possible dates in October as well. So it might not happen until next year.
And how did you like our concert hall? This one.
Yes, it's great. Yeah, it was very nice. I enjoyed the rehearsal and I'm looking forward to the show this evening as well. I haven't seen the venue yet, so it's going to be a surprise.
What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you prefer listening?
Oh, everything really.
Do you
In
have
fact-
some specific genre?
In fact, I like as much change as possible because I get bored quickly. So if I can listen to some rock music, but then I've had enough and I want to change to something else. I've got a fascination at the moment for, well, for the last 10 years or 15 years I've been fascinated with music coming from Mexico. And then once I discovered Mexican music, then I carried on going south into South America. I've got a lot of stuff now from Cuba, Argentina, some bands from Brazil. I'm very interested in what they do. And I still like the traditional stuff like the mariachi that they do in Mexico as well.
Do you know any Latvian, Russian artists?
No, I don't. I did see a couple when they told me about this concert. I saw, but I couldn't remember the names. It's hard enough to say. I can say Latvia, but Ventspils, is it? Yeah, okay, that's okay, good. Yeah. But no, it's very difficult to remember their names.
Okay, thank you.
In some interviews, you were telling that it was quite a change for you afterwards, that you were a pop star, you were on top, and then you changed to a simple, ordinary life. What was the hardest things when you change your lifestyle? What was the hardest thing to get used to in this new way of life?
The most silly thing is I still, because I'd spent so much time touring, I had a wallet in my back pocket, but it never came out because we would all go to the restaurant, we would all leave, and someone else would pay. So once I became less famous, and I would go out with friends and family, I would get up and leave a restaurant, and then I go, got to pay, and I have to remember to go back. That's a strange thing, but mostly it's been an easy transition because people are always very nice to me. People generally, when they come up and say hello, is because they remember me from their childhood and it means something special to them. So people are nothing but nice. And even when I'm with my children, they find it amusing and funny and quite cute, you know.
So you don't get annoyed when people get to you, come up to you and ask for an autograph or something?
No, it's okay. No, because it will only happen on one day. It won't happen at all. Another day it might happen 4 or 5 times, but it's not a problem.
Some other artists are complaining about the paparazzi. Do you have a problem with that?
I may have had a problem in the 80s, but I certainly don't have a problem with the paparazzi now. Well, and now they've got their own problems. So they've got some thinking to do.
So you said you were going to touring to Germany. Any other countries you expect to give concerts?
Well, a lot of times it's just one show here, one show there. So I go home, then Wednesday I go to Italy for an appearance. Then next weekend I'm going to France with Los Pegarinos to play a country festival because we wear cowboy hats and we sing stuff in Spanish, Mexican, but it also is a little bit country sometimes. So we're doing a country festival. Then I'm doing a show in England with other stars from the 80s. So the nice thing I've got in my life is I've got a lot of variation, you know, concert with the Philharmonic Orchestra, a concert at a country festival, a concert with old friends from the 80s, and it's great because it's different each time.
So you never get bored?
No, never get bored.
Don't dream it's over.